Hey everybody, it is Nikki with Delicate Tension Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you just have a lot of Taurus placements in your chart. Something's coming. Keep in mind this is a general reading. This is also a reading for the energy surrounding the new moon in Libra. So balancing, bringing harmony to our relationships, really solidifying things. So let's see what's going on. What is the energy here for Taurus? Three of Swords, Eight of Pentacles in reverse, Ace of Cups, Temperance, Eight of Swords, Hierophant, wow, that is way too many. Eight of Cups, and the World. If you are experiencing a lot of emotions at this time, it may be connected to feeling like your hard work doesn't get you anywhere, and this could be in any area of your life. This could be within actual physical labor, it could be within your relationships, it could be within yourself. Like I said, something's coming. I do feel like here with the Eight of Cups, Eight of Swords, and Temperance, it's almost like you might have had to disconnect from a lot of things that were previously in your life in order to find some balance within yourself. I do think this was difficult. I feel like in a lot of ways you do feel trapped by things in your circumstances or your surroundings, or you were feeling that way. But I feel like in Temperance here, because there's this thing about two energies being blended together into one, it's almost like I feel like now you're starting to really commit yourself in a very solid and stable way with this new moon energy. I feel like you're really wrapping up old cycles in your life. I feel like you're trying to close them out. Let's get some clarification on what these are. Let's clarify the Three of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, please. We have the Five of Swords. So yeah, like I said, if there are emotions around feeling like you haven't done enough, there could have been communication insinuating this. There could have been communication that really hurt. This can also be the way that you communicate with yourself. Three of Swords in reverse. So I feel like you need to allow yourself to actually at this time feel how these things really make you feel. Don't suppress it, because I think that this stuff is coming up to the surface in order to be healed or addressed or looked at. Let's clarify Temperance here. Yeah, Six of Swords. You're having to move beyond what it is that you've walked away from in the past. You're having to move beyond the difficulty of those situations. Let's clarify the Eight of Swords, please. We have the Ace of Swords. And let's clarify the Eight of Cups. Two of Cups. So yeah, I think you were walking away from things in your past in order to really stabilize a relationship. I think the truth of this is that you still possibly felt stuck or scared in whatever it was you were walking away from. It might even just be uncertainty, because the Eight of Swords can be a very trapped feeling in terms of, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know where to go, I don't know what decision to make, I don't know, I feel like it doesn't matter what I do. But I think you're getting real with yourself in Temperance and the Six of Swords, and understanding that it's not... It's almost like it's not actually about what you do or don't do. It's just about you getting clear with yourself and how you feel. Because I think there might be deeper things below the surface that, like I said, do need to be addressed in order for you to really be happy and to really hunker down. So let's clarify the Ace of Cups here. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Let's clarify the Hierophant. We have the Fool in reverse. And let's clarify the World. We have the Two of Swords and the Four of Cups. I think you really need to be addressing what's actually going to make you happy. Because this looks very much so about inner fulfillment for me. I mean, yes, there is a relationship attached to it, but this is very, very much so inner fulfillment. It's almost like if you keep doing all these things, but none of these things are actually making you happy, then what is it all for? At the end of the day, you're just going to end up feeling quite foolish. Because none of what you're actually doing is making you happy. So it's almost a sense of really needing to follow your happiness and follow your bliss every day. I feel like that needs to be a daily choice for you. It's almost like before every choice you need to ask yourself, is this really going to make me happy? Is saying this going to make me happy? Is doing this going to make me happy? Is it going to create happiness? Because it's almost like right now, because the energy, and maybe that's something's coming, it feels very awakening to the truth within yourself about how you feel about yourself. Because more times often than not, how we feel about ourselves bleeds into our lives and all of our choices, our actions, and our decisions. So I think you're getting very clear on how you feel about yourself at this time. And I think that only is going to push you further to recommitting to really establishing something solid in your life for the sake of being happy. I think you want to get out of whatever the struggling energy is, or at least you want it to be very far removed. And I think too, you might be tired of completing certain cycles over and over again. So let's see what the overall theme energy here is. Stay open. Everybody's getting that. Reminder. Everybody's also getting reminder. And work harder. And present. So yeah, like I said, be present every day to make those choices and actions and decisions to working towards what is going to make you happy. I mean, you internally happy. And I think you need to stay open as to what that looks like. Because I feel like it's almost like the past is always there to serve as a reminder. And I think you need to work harder in certain ways, but not in the ways that you expect. I don't think this has anything to actually do with financial stuff. Maybe too, it was like with the last 2 weeks of September with that really good stuff coming in, maybe you received it and maybe you finally achieved or got what you deserved, but at the end of the day realized that it didn't feel as good as you thought it would. And essentially that's because there's still some inner stuff that needs to be worked on. Because it's like there's all this stuff here that should be making you happy, but for some reason there's still just something missing within you. And I think that needs to be addressed. And when I say that, I'm not saying that you're taking the things in your life for granted. I don't feel that way at all about this. But I do feel like there's just some things inside of yourself that need to be addressed. Yeah. Be present every day to ask yourself, is that going to make me happy? And honestly, you might have to really do the work surrounding whatever it is that keeps you from having that within yourself. You know, especially with, if I remember correctly, with that new moon in Libra, Saturn is hitting the South Node. And I mean, that there's a lot of karmic stuff that's coming to a head. And I feel like those are big things that are going to need to be addressed. That's why this new moon has so much potential behind it. Because we have this availability to really walk into these beautiful new environments, situations, this whole new life in front of us, but we have got to address the things that hold us back. New life. I think if you choose to address this stuff within you, I think you can create a whole new life for yourself. Like I said, I do think it's going to take dedication. I do think you are going to have to work harder at it. And it's one of those things too where I can already see that there's a lot going on. There's a lot happening here. But I think you just have to be open to taking that chance, making that choice every day. You don't have to totally throw everything away all at once. Just little decisions every day, and then those little decisions can start becoming habits, and then those habits can create the life that you want. So don't discourage yourself. Don't beat yourself up. That is not necessary in this situation. I think you just need to get real. I think you need to get down to the nitty-gritty with yourself about how you feel right now. Because there's beautiful things, like I said, there's beautiful things coming in. But at the end of the day, if you feel like you're receiving all these blessings, and it's not that they don't matter, but they don't seem to create the happiness that you thought they would, then you need to address a deeper issue, which is usually the happiness within yourself. And that's hard to do. It's incredibly hard to do. So let this new moon for you be about addressing and establishing some healthier habits and patterns for you, nobody else, just for you. You can have other people in mind in the situation, but this is about what really is going to fulfill you. Choose that daily, choose that in each moment, be present. And you can't go wrong. Thank you for joining me. Once again, this is Nikki with Delicate Tension Tarot. If this felt like it resonated with you and you would like a deeper look into your own personal situation, you can contact me at delicatetensiontarot@gmail.com. It is in the description box below. You can also follow me on my Instagram at Delicate Tension. I do daily collective energy postings there, as well as, whatever other content comes up. take a peek. I also will be working hard on getting out the readings for the first 2 weeks of October for each sign, as well as the collective general overall energy, because we do have a lot going on. I think there's a lot of big things taking place, a lot of life-changing things. So just stay tuned, and I'll see you then.